MGM Grand Garden Arena, or MGM Grand Casino with Stephen Edwards, trainer, writer for BoxingTalk.com, one of the best mailbags in the boxing business. I love it. Read every week. Trainer for Julian Williams, who had a really good performance on Thursday night. Tell us a little bit about that, what you thought of the fight, his performance. Give us a little background.
He did well. You know, I purposely picked the undefeated fighter from the fight out of Puerto Rico. So, you know, he might have been fighting a higher level of guy that a lot of the other guys in the card was fighting. But, you know, I wasn't super pleased with the performance, but I am happy that he got the victory over an undefeated fighter. If you fight an undefeated fighter, you got to teach him how to lose, you know. But he rushed himself a little bit. He was a little bit anxious. You know, it was a learning experience. He'll be better the next time because now he'll have something to push for throughout this camp, because he doesn't want the stench in his mouth of having a sort of like a, I wouldn't say subpar, but subpar performance. You know, I mean, he got the win, but he set the bar really high for himself. So, you know, I expect more out of him, and he expects more out of himself.
Well, I mean, that's definitely good. I mean, you know, you kind of got to be hard on your fighter. I mean, you're the guy that trains him, and you probably see the things that he can improve on. What things, obviously you're not going to go into too many specifics, but what things do you want to see from him that he wasn't doing, or things you think he can improve on?
Well, he just has to just stick with what works. You know, it's important. If something is working, then you stick with it. Make the adjustment, you know, and you can't be anxious in boxing. You can be fast, but you can't be anxious, and he gets a little anxious sometimes. So he just has to, you know, those two things, they sound small, but they're a big deal. So he has to make sure that he does those two things, and he'll be all right next time.
Right on. So what did you think of his opponent? What was he doing that was kind of seemed to be giving Julian a little bit of problems in the fight?
He was real herky-jerky. He didn't have conventional movements. He moved straight back off the punches. He pulled back. You know, he had decent reflexes. He wasn't an easy guy to hit. You know, he wasn't that fast, but he had like twitch fibers to allow him to get out of the way of punches. He was loose, and he had a quick little 1-2 that kept catching Julian by surprise, man. So,
and yeah, he definitely seemed like he was. What I saw was he seemed like he was a little bit awkward, an awkward guy to fight, not somebody that you probably, a style that you probably see in the gym very often. Somebody that's probably, and I'm sure there was probably no tape of this guy too.
No, we had one tape of his fourth pro fight, but I knew he was going to be decent. You know, I did. We trained for 3 months for this fight. You know, I knew the guy was going to be decent because he was undefeated and he's around people with pedigree. You know, Phil Trinidad is somebody that he trains with. Trinidad's father was somebody that was helping him out training. Puerto Rico has a rich boxing background. I knew this guy, you know, I saw the guy in the lobby at the Hard Rock, and he had a lot of his family members with him. You know, and I told Julian, I said, listen, you don't invite your mom and your kids and your girl and everybody to a fight to come lay down. You're going to fight. You know what I mean? So I knew that he was going to fight, and that's what happened.
So what's as far as Julian, what do you see in the near future? Or you guys going to go back to the gym in the next couple of weeks? Or
you know what? He's going to go shake out just to make sure that his weight doesn't get too high. And we'll probably start camp again in October. And he should be fighting again in December.
And is he going to stick merely at 154? You see him maybe possibly going down to 147 or going up to 160 at any point? Or
he's not going to go to 47. There's no way he can make 47, man. He has really low body fat, so he's not going to make 147 pounds. Eventually, one day, he may be up to 160 pounds, but it's going to be up to him with his discipline. You know how disciplined he can be as far as his diet is concerned, but he'll go to 47.
And are you training any other fighters right now besides Julian? Anybody you want to know?
I have a couple of amateurs, but I have another pro that's really promising. His name is Karan Davis out of Wilmington, Delaware. He's 4-0. He's a middleweight. He's the best amateur in the country at 165 pounds. He's a really, really talented fighter. So I'm looking forward to big things with him also.